Okay, let's run through worst of the year, and why don't we just go in reverse order? Griffin, what's just something
Okay.
that you really just hated this year? Just really got your blood boiling.
So this is the opposite of one of my picks earlier this year that we did on, I think, on Under Review. I talked
Okay.
about the Cooksview X40 like all-in-one travel charger, and so
Okay.
they like my one complaint about it. I mean, I don't buy the things that people send me to review, obviously, but I was looking at the price and I was like, man, I really like this product, but I don't know if I would pay like 100, like $80 for it or something like that. Not 180, just like regular $80. It's kind of expensive. But so I was really excited when they came out with the Cooksview X55, which is a slightly cheaper model. And I thought, hey, send me one of those. I'll take a look at it. I was hoping, well, this is probably just, the same thing except made out of like plastic instead of metal, to bring the price down an extra 20 or
Huh.
30 bucks. Uh, no, it's absolute garbage. I don't know what they've done to this thing, but like, first of all, it's like three times as thick as the other one. It's like creaky. It doesn't like sometimes when you're adjusting like the different levels, like it's one of these chargers that unfolds. Like you can literally hear the plastic like creaking as you're undoing it or wiggling it around. The Apple Watch charger that's built into it is like just garbage. It's like just sort of flips off, like no good action on that. It's terrible. I don't really like it. I think this is kind of crap.
A regression in every sense.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and here's the dumbest thing. The, the cable that comes out of it comes out the side, not the back,
Yeah.
which is just what are you thinking?
For maximum annoyance.
Yeah, yeah.
They built the entire product just to annoy Griffin, and it
Mhm.
succeeded.
Like you can't fold it up right. Like it's still you fold it down and then it still has like this wiggle on it. Like
It
I would
has like
not
a
want to
weird
travel with this thing.
spring tension built into it or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's the hinges aren't like a single action hinge. Like there's like a separate hinge piece between each layer of it. So it has this bizarre folding mechanism. Like it's possible to fold it where you can't actually put your phone on the MagSafe thing, because if you unfold it such that like the hinge is going behind the bottom layer, then you can't attach your phone to it because the hinge is in the way. It's a stupid piece of design.
We need to do
Wow.
segments like this more often where we talk about the products that we don't like. I tend to shy away from doing that because I'm like I don't want to roast a company, because sometimes a company just has a miss, right? They'll have like a whole line of great products and then they'll have one that's not good, and when you roast it, it could damage their reputation. But sometimes the products deserve it. You know what I mean? Like they're just so
Mhm.
bad. It's like, what were you thinking releasing this product? Maybe you weren't thinking. I'm going to help you think more clearly next time. It's kind of a fun segment. All right, Lewis, we're going in reverse. I got it in reverse. I punched it. What do you have?
I would say the worst thing that I've dealt with this year is, and we were talking about this for the show, predictive text in iOS 17. Utter garbage. Been garbage for years, worse than ever now. Can't get the punctuation correct. Can't get common names. Like if I say Lewis, what might possibly be the next word that I would say? Typically, it might be Wallace. Never on the autocomplete. For some reason, it started putting the word darts in parentheses every time I say it. I just tell you, I even went in and pressed delete the existing vocabulary, and it still put the word darts in parentheses. I put in, I try to say SEO, SEO optimization. What does it say? SCO optimization. Why? Why is that a word? Why does it say that? Why does it say it over and over when I say SEO? I could rant all day about this. I think it's, hands down the worst thing about my iPhone. And if Apple can't fix that, I don't know. The fact that it just keeps getting worse is shocking to me, and I can't believe that the person who runs that department at Apple, I'd love them to call me personally because I'd like to hear an explanation.
And it's been terrible for such a long time. They
Oh, and
just can't seem to fix it.
it's pathetic. And don't get me started on the other stuff. We were also discussing for the show, right? Like now Siri is so much smarter built into everything, and you got the little universal search. You start typing in the name of your app, which frankly, I mean, it's a great feature that I use. Like you type in the first two letters and it pops up the app you're looking for. But as we we're saying, so many times these days, it you're getting ready to tap the app you want that it correctly identified, and
Right.
it moves a different app in there.
A split
And
second.
Yeah, always the splits. It's like it's got a proximity sensor. It knows, the finger's going to be there in 0.2 seconds.
Quick.
Put the different app icon in there so they open the wrong app. I mean, those things are not helpful. And if Apple really thinks they're winning the AI game by making this stuff smarter, they are not. It is annoying, and it makes my iPhone
It's
harder
definitely-
to use rather than easier.
There's definitely a lot of room for improvement. Much room. I want to give a quick shout out to Adrian Rods. I'm going to try and say this. Rowdaskal. Love the show, guys. Been a loyal listener since episode 4, Lewis. With the
Wow, thank you.
£5. Thank you for the £5 there, Adrian. Episode 4. That is, I mean, you're an honorary member of the Gov Club. You haven't been here since episode 1, but you only missed 3. And the first 3 probably weren't that great. In fact, I'd say maybe the first 300 maybe. But that means he's been listening to the show for, I don't know how long we've been here.
A real long time.
13 years. 13
Crazy.
years. My, oh my. Yeah, thank you for that $5. And more than that, thank you for just letting us know. That's pretty cool. I always love hearing from the members of the Gov Club, because I don't know how many we have, but I do know that there's, people out there who've been listening for the entire history of the show, which is wild to think that we've been doing it for this long. So thanks for letting us know. Was there anything else on that, Lewis, that
Oh, you
wanted
want
to
me to
mention?
go more?
Actually,
Longer?
no, I
Let's finish it
retract
off.
that question. Oh, man, I could do, like you guys, my list of things that annoyed me terribly is long and deep. There's so many things I could pick from, but the thing that I actually didn't even think about until this very moment comes from Level Remix from the chat. Airfon is HomePods on the list this year. And I would say, after being with the Gen 2 HomePods for, how long have they been out now? 8 months? I would probably say, I think so. Now, I will immediately temper that comment by saying the HomePod 2s are not terrible, but they're not special. And that's the part that really is tragic. Apple took a really magnificent product, the HomePod, which had this effervescent, sparkling, beautiful golden audio, my 2 beautiful angels, and instead of improving on them and making them easy to fix after they bricked themselves, they took out 2 of the speakers and they just made them more generic. They sound like good speakers now and not like transcendent speakers anymore. And I think that's terribly sad. And I get why Apple did it. They're probably trying to create some cost savings and still keep the speakers on the market, but they just don't sound nearly as good as the original HomePods do. They have lost that magic, and I don't even know how they did that, because they still sound good, but I don't think the Dolby Atmos sounds as good. I don't think the music reproduction sounds as good. And yeah, they're cheaper, but what you lost is worth more than the money that you get discounted on those products. Like for now, I would legitimately consider going with a different solution, like from Sonos or something, especially considering that Sonos is going to be creating their own streaming set-top box to compete with Apple TV Plus, and their speakers will work with it. I mean, the unbeatable feature with the HomePods still now is the fact that you can connect them to your Apple TV and use them as your TV speakers. That's not something that you can do with any of the speakers. And that's pretty valuable in my opinion, because you could use them for music, but then you can also use them as your soundbar, essentially. And they sound terrific, but they don't sound magical. And that is sad. I really hate what they did with the HomePods. I also hate that they didn't make the HomePod originals repairable. And a lot of people are having problems with them, including me. And I've never had a piece of technology that I can recall be perfectly usable and then all of a sudden just break itself. Like, I don't think that's ever happened to me. And the fact that Apple isn't able to fix that is so frustrating and so baffling. It's like, how did you not create a way to log into this product without using Wi-Fi. If the Wi-Fi stops working, as happens with devices, you can't plug it in and actually like work on it. How is that even possible? So it's like they designed it. There's such a huge design flaw built in. That's the other disappointment. There's other Apple products I've been disappointed with this year that I will probably save for next episode. But yeah, I think that's fair to say. Is like, what a disappointment, man. Like I don't even recommend the HomePods to people anymore. I still think that they're good products, but there are other good products out there that I think are worth trying, especially from Sonos. The Sonos Era 100 or the 300s, I would be really interested in using. And the 300s, I think you can use as speakers for your TV, although I don't think it's as seamless as... They should have made me product manager for the HomePods, man. There's so many things that they could have done. We talked about them on this show. HomePod subwoofer, HomePod satellite mode, so you could buy 2 more HomePods, put them behind you and have true surround sound and not just emulated surround sound. And that would have given them more value in the marketplace so that you could justify the price point and still had that beautiful, pristine audio. I mean, there's so many things that they could have done, and instead they just pulled them back and made them worse and then lowered the price. And that sucks.
I still haven't heard the second gen version.
Don't go buy them.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I already have 2 that haven't yet committed suicide, so.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the HomePods. Oh, maybe that's taking it too far. They're not bad. They're just not great. They were the best. And now it's just another smart speaker that sounds good. I still think they sound better than the Amazon Echo Studio, but in the pantheon of quote-unquote high-end smart speakers, they were the best. Nothing came close, man. Nothing came close. And now they're close, and they may even exceed it. Okay, I think that's it. Any famous last words before we move on?
Yeah, you should try a Roland guitar amp.
2 of those next to my TV. But even together, they're still just blasting mono. There's no stereo there. It's just one mono blast. All my plants will be dead. My hair will be slicked back. Long, luscious, beautiful. I'm going to give it a shot. I just have to go visit Al and see if Al can hook me up with any more speakers.